Yo, what? You a goon or you faking real tough talk? Only goons get it shaking real tough talk. I hope your bite is like your bark with that tough talk. This is what New York been missing, real tough talk. You a goon or you faking real tough talk? Only goons get it shaking real tough talk. I hope your bite is like your bark with that tough talk. This is what New York been missing, real tough talk.
Comeback Player of the Year. KC, quarterback, raw. KC showed an ability to be the leader of this team at the quarterback position. As a backup last year, we've seen him struggle at times, sometimes even being successful. As a starting quarterback, we see him run raw all the way to the number 2 seed. Nomar, tight end / wide receiver, Violators. He struggled last year because he didn't have his starting quarterback. But once Fred came back into the lineup, he showed where he left off when he first joined the league and the ability to step out his brother Yomi's shadow. Ball giver, linebacker, Milo, street fan. Milo wasn't here last year. He took a year off, but came back and was back into form, trying to show why he was the 2013 Defensive Player of the Year. Chad, wide receiver, reloaded. Chad showed the ability to make big plays. After being thrown out last year for a fight, he showed why he's one of the most talented players in the league. Which one will be the Comeback Player of the Year?
What's going on, people? Thanks for being with us again today. I'm Stephen J. I'm here with Ghost, and we're going to welcome y'all to Real Tough Talk Playoff Edition. Now we're in the playoffs right now. We're in the second round, and this is where it gets real interesting because now you get the teams getting better. Teams that's facing each other are even better, more talent on their team, and everybody has a vision of making it to that Final Four.
And there were a lot of teams that faced each other during the regular season that had very close games, ending in those games, and now they're battling to see who can come out on top in these games where it matters most.
First 2 games we're going to jump on is Carver Mob versus Reloaded. And that's a biggie. Reloaded actually wanted Carver Mob. They figured to be the best, you have to beat the best. And Shaq was ready to play against Chuck.
And it was a very close game when it all came down to it. 8-6 was the game the way it ended. Who knows how they were able to keep up in the game and keeps Carver from scoring more than 8 points. But it was a close game. I'm not going to say they looked their best, but they battled till the end. And hopefully they can do the same in this game as well.
But let's keep it real. Playoffs is a completely different animal. So if Reloaded is holding on to that loss that they got, the barely loss they got, I believe it was 8-6.
Yes.
Then they need to wake up because this is a completely different Carver team come playoff time. That being said, we're going to jump right into the game. Reload is going to start off with the ball first, and Bruce is going to go downfield to Chad and get it knocked away by Joe Blow. One thing about this Carver team is they scheme, and Danny has them all set up in position to make plays, and they were prepared for him to go downfield and they knock it down. What happens the very next play, Bruce is going to force the ball deep to Brian, and who's sitting there waiting for it? Angel, with the interception, gives it right back to the Carver Mob offense. I don't understand what's wrong with Bruce. Why would you not chop up the field? You force it downfield to Chad, got the ball knocked away. That would give you an idea to chop the ball in the field up, but no. He feels, hey, maybe they wasn't paying attention to me all season forcing the ball to Brian last year and sometime this year until he got hurt. And yes, he does. He forces it to Brian, and what happens? Picked off. I'm not surprised.
But the thing about it is everybody knows Brian already, so they know who to guard, they know who to follow. And they were waiting for them to pass that ball to Brian, and they were waiting to take it, and that's exactly what happened.
Then you're going to have Chuck get the ball in the first possession. He's going to throw a short pass to Cable Guy, started off moving, and the very next play, Chuck is going to throw a pass to West in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown, breakthrough by Chuck, getting it started early, want to shut this down quick. And the thing about that play was, Cornbread gets ejected from cursing. That was the Reloaded second curse. Gets ejected, and I think that's a big play they're going to lose because has height. He's taller than the backup ball giver, Paris. And he has more experience. Paris is faster, but I think Greg got more experience, and I think this suggestion hurt.
Yes, it did, because this is not something that you need so early in the game. And Greg was probably one of the, I would say, a big part of their heart on this team. Greg is one person that keeps people in the game. He's one person that keeps at it, never gives up, and motivates everybody else. So to have him lost in this game is a big blow for Reloaded right now.
On the next series, remember they're down 6-0. Bruce gets the ball back, and he's gonna get sacked here by Happy Feet, and the ref is gonna end up calling it a safety. Good call by the ref. He was in the end zone, and this was not on Bruce. The receivers did not give him nothing. If you look right here, Brian is gonna run a short route and stop. So he's not open. And if you look at the rest of the receivers, they're not open. It's only a 4-second rush. And one thing about Happy Feet, which he didn't get enough credit for, he's one of the fastest givers in the league. And once that 4 rush goes, he goes and he makes a big play here.
And this is the thing that I never got, because they see that Bruce is not able to find anybody. You keep moving, you find ways to separate from the defender to give Bruce some way to throw it to. They didn't do that. That was like a lazy outing by the offense, and it caused a safety, something you can't afford right now.
Chuck is going to get the ball back. He's going to throw a pass to West, who's going to give a nice pitch to Ricky to get a few extra yards. Then Chuck is going to follow up with a throw to Cable Guy slammed to the end zone. Great knockdown though by Brian. Brian showing he can play defense too. When he wants to, he can play defense. He's healthy now. They need him to make plays like this. Great play by Brian here to knock the ball down. But unfortunately, that doesn't stop Chuck. The very next play, he finds Cable Guy in the front of the end zone with Brian with him for the touchdown. How was he going to be able to have the confidence to have Brian knock the ball down and then come at him again and score a touchdown?
And that's a classic divide and conquer play that they use with the 2 split receivers that they attack Brian with. We've seen them attack Preacher and other cornerbacks with the same play. So to have it being done right here and they don't pick up on it, it hurts, because this is something that they do all the time, and Brian is no exception.
Exactly. Poison, basically. Bruce is going to get the ball back, and he's going to get sacked again by Happy Feet. Chris, a.k.a. Happy Feet, his second sack of the game. And then Bruce is going to throw deep to Chad in the middle, but it's going to be incomplete. Then he's going to throw it to Brian in the corner, and that's going to be dropped. You can't say you want this team and make these mistakes. Then Bruce is going to throw it up the end zone. It's going to be dropped by Brian. I think he should have caught this. So I'm dropped by Brian turnover. That's 3 times Reloaded had the ball and they have nothing to show for it. You cannot do that against Cargo Mob, because what they're gonna do is they're gonna keep attacking you and they're gonna keep putting points up.
And one thing that they do is every time they make a mistake, they fix it in the next drive. So every time they make a mistake, you're supposed to capitalize. If you do not, then they're gonna fix it up and you have less chances to do anything in the game.
We're gonna see Chuck get the ball back, and now he's gonna be sacked by Paris, bringing pressure. Great play by Paris here to get the sack. Chuck is going to throw to a wide open Cable Guy on the sideline for the first down. Then he's going to pump to Cable and throw a nice pass to Cable in the end zone over Brian for the touchdown, 22-0. Look at the pump to Cable, and it comes back to Cable in the end zone over Brian for the touchdown. And they're going after Brian. Brian can play defense, but they go after him, similar to what they did to Preacher in the regular season, similar to what they did to Shot. They go after the best defender, which is crazy to me. How do you attack their best defender? And I think really he's their second best. I think Chad is their best defender, and I would say Shaq is up there, but Brian is athletic enough to make plays, but they go right after him, and I think by attacking him on his defensive side, it hurt his offensive game.
And this is not shocking at all, because this is Chuck we're talking about. We're talking about Chuck Brady here. The person who does not shy away from any defense, who doesn't scare away from any defender. He attacks them, and he's successful the majority of the time. So are we shocked by this? No, we're not. He finds ways to find weaknesses in the defender. He does it here, and he's picking Brian apart at this point.
Chuck is going to get the ball back second half. He's going to throw a nice pass to West. West is going to dodge Chad. He's going to dodge Ali and run for extra yards. Great play by West, who they say is one of the best, if not the best, route runners in the game. Then he's going to throw it to Mr. Jerry Rice, Johnny V near the end zone. Chuck on Pam's using everybody on the field. He let everybody know it's time to check in, and they're definitely doing it today. Then Chuck is going to get blitzed and sacked by Shaq to turn over the ball. Great blitz by Shaq. He's getting involved. He's making plays. He's doing what he has to do because he wanted Carver, and this team does not do it unless he leads the charge and he does it here.
And this is one thing that you give to Shaq. He fights through any type of blocker. Ricky's probably one of their better blockers on their team. Shaq finds a way to get through him and make a big play when they need to. Hopefully this is a spark that they need to get their offense going because they live there right now.
Unfortunately it's not, because in the middle of the drive, Bruce is going to get sacked, blitzed by Danny from the side. One thing Carver did was they confused Bruce with the blitz all day, coming from different angles, different parts of the field. Great strategy by Danny. He's going to blitz from the sideline, which forces Bruce to force a pass to Chad. And look at this great diving interception by Angel. Angel's second pick of the game. His defense, I think, is underestimated. They don't really underrated and underestimated because they don't think that these are plays he can make, but he can make the catches on offense. So why would he be able to do it on defense? He makes a great pick here.
Well, Angel's a natural athlete if you look at it that way. So he's one person that can get to the ball. He's very fast, and he's able to read where the ball is going on defense and offense. And you're seeing that he has a monster game today on defense, locking up all of those passes today.
Down 22-0, Chuck gets the ball now. Up 22-0, Chuck gets the ball. He's going to throw deep to West, and it's almost going to be intercepted by Chad. Like I said, Chad is their best defender, but he has to make these plays. He's not able to get the interception. A few plays later, Chuck is going to throw a nice pass to Cable Guy in the middle. And look at this high tag. Unnecessary. He gets flagged. Uncalled for. Now this is just frustration.
Yes, definitely, because they're pretty much out of the game. When you see plays like this, that shows that this team is not in the game no more. They're not in contention in this game, and it's starting to get ugly for them now because there's nothing going for them at this point.
Chuck is going to get the ball back. He's going to get sacked by Paris, and Reloaded is going to end up stopping Carver on downs. Great play. Let's see if they can do something to get back in the game. Clock is kind of running out. Bruce is going to throw deep to Chad, one-on-one with Danny, and it's going to be intercepted by Danny. Danny's a mastermind behind this defensive strategy, these defensive schemes. He's genius with it, and now he's able to make plays. Because of the system that they run, you don't see Danny making as much plays. We've seen the all season go to Joe Blow and Alvaro, which is why both players make the All-Star team. But Danny's showing what he can do in this scheme. When you do try to attack him, he can make plays. Usually teams don't go after him. They go after Alvaro and Joe Blow, which wasn't successful this year. But now we see Danny get the credit he deserves. Great play here by Danny.
And his numbers that, if you say that his numbers lack this year, it's very deceiving because he had a very good year in defense. Knocking down passes. He had a couple of interceptions this season. And he's not slowing down the playoffs either. He's not only running the defense, but he's also making plays for them as well. So he's an all-around player. That's somebody you have to watch at all times.
Chuck is going to get the ball. He's going to throw to Ricky for the first down, which is going to end the game. Give him Carver the 22-0 win. And that's a great game by Carver. They came in with a game plan. They knew who to attack. They knew how they wanted to do it, and they definitely got the job done. Pam said this was not a rivalry game because he felt that Reloaded is not on their level to call it a rivalry.
And they showed that today because they have nothing in them to compete at all. So pretty much all they did was prove Pam's point. You would think that hearing that, they would come out with some fire or something to actually drive this game into contention, but that's not the case. So they just proved Pam's right. This is not a rival game because they didn't show anything to compete at all.
And Reloaded needs to get more weapons. I mean, you got Chad, you got Brian, who wasn't really here this much of the season. He got hurt, but I think they had Lob City, and they didn't go to him for the ball. The guy could jump out the gym. They didn't go at him, and I think that hurt this offense. They got other guys. They got Lefty who could catch the ball. They got guys that can catch the ball, but they are not a chop-up team. They're not. They don't take what the defense gives you. They go downfield. And with that being said, it cost them the game today. You got to know how to attack Carver, and they're not able to do it today.
One thing that you notice with Reloaders, they're a down-the-field team. They're down-the-field, do in, do out. Fail a pass, they go downfield. If they don't change this formula because it's not working for them, this is going to be as far as they go because it hasn't worked the last 2 seasons. Regardless of what name you call them, KDW, Reloaded, it doesn't matter. It came up to the same result. So they have to change something and quick.
And Carver moves on to the next round and make it to the Final Four again for the 2nd year in a row. They out to defend their title. They got 1 loss this year. They had one loss last year. They don't care about the record. They're off to defend their title, and they're going to play the winner out of the Violators Rep City game. That being said, we're going to end Reloaded season. They had a pretty decent season, and I think their team R&R, they should have CPR.
Well, CPR class?
CPR class.
Yeah.
Because this team constantly chokes. They choked in LES, losing, getting blown out in the championship game after earning their way there. And they lose against Carver. They got the number 3 seed. They figured that they had an opportunity to beat Carver, and they lose 22-0. When you choke this much, you better take the class over to revive the team. And I see them trying to revive. That looks like Shaq down there. They're trying to revive.
Yeah.
Because this team chokes way too much.
And this, CPR class saves lives. So
Yeah.
I feel like if any one of them chokes, because they all choose when they want to choke in whichever game. So now whenever somebody chokes, they get prepared for it.
Yeah.
Now they can resuscitate them. They can keep them alive, because it seems like they choose to die and choke or whatever during any given game. And this is something that they can't afford. So hopefully the CPR class keeps them around so that they can contend another day.
And I'm glad we're there because, if they're not able to revive themselves from choking, maybe we can help them out because it seems like this team is too accustomed to choking, and maybe we can help them out. And I mean, listen, like we say, a spade is a spade, and this is what you are. Until you learn to come up with a different type of style, these are going to be the results. I heard Chad Frost call out Alvaro saying you can't guard me and this and that, and I love the fire. I love it, but you got to have intelligence with it too. You didn't do enough in this game. You have to be able to make plays and then be able to use the talk. But he wasn't able to do that today. Call it his quarterback, call whatever. You're a player. You made the All-Star team. Make plays. You didn't do it today. You had an opportunity with an interception. You didn't make the play. Big players make big plays, and you didn't do it today.
And that's pretty much what sums it up. This is the game to show what you're made of, where you go, how far you went, and you pretty much showed it in this game. And this is as far as you're gonna go.
Sorry.
Well,
I think your choking is contagious.
Oh, you're catching it now.
They definitely have weapons. They definitely can look better next season. But we're hearing that the team may be breaking up. We're hearing that some players that quote unquote play with the bullies in BQFL might be bringing that team in. So I don't know how much of Reloader is going to be left because a lot of guys, sources tell me, don't like the way Shaq does things, don't like the way Bruce does things. So it's possible that we may see a breakup. We've seen the end of KDW and the emergence of Reloaded in this league. Maybe we'll see the emergence of bullies and Reloaded go under.
But maybe that's pretty much the problem. Maybe the underground, issues that they had with the team is kind of what made them come out flat these last couple games because, these are things that eat away at you from the inside. Everybody else may not see it, but this is probably what happened at this point. So maybe this is what they need. But when you said Shaq and you said Bruce, where does Brett fit in all this? I thought that he was pretty much a leader on this team as well. So my point is, it's very confusing where you look to in terms of leadership when everybody's splitting and going every which way. And then what happened with Crazy?
Crazy, I was told that Crazy left the team. He wasn't like the way he was being used. I saw his game in BQFL. He gets the ball there. He don't feel he gets the ball here. He don't feel these guys are in the system that he wants to run. And this is the beginning of the end of these
And exactly. So my point is, it's a lot of separation going on in terms of what's going on with this team. But hopefully, something will happen because
once they get revived.
Yeah.
From
because,
choking.
they're still doing the CPR classes. They haven't learned yet, but they're getting there. I don't think anybody's comfortable with the mouth-to-mouth, but, eventually you're going to need to save someone's life.
So. Well, they're going to have all season to learn these classes. Hopefully they won't have to use them. But given their current track record, maybe they will. But we're going to have to see next season. Reloaded is out. Carver moves on to the next round.
Offensive Player of the Year. Quarterback, Fred. Violators. Fred definitely deserved to be in this category, putting up points and leading his team to an undefeated regular season. There's no telling what he's going to do in the playoffs, but his regular season is definitely something to talk about. Quarterback, Chuck. Carver Mob. Chuck must have enough awards already, but why not take another one home? He played great offensively, putting up really good numbers and showing the ability to take home another award to add to as many that he already has. Shy, wide receiver, street fam. Shy was the guy that nobody expected to do what he did. But once the whistle was blown, this kid took off, scoring any way possible. Definitely a member of this offensive category. Trev, wide receiver, Browns. Trev is definitely a guy who must be looked at now and towards the future. The kid can score, he has a lot of energy, and he's definitely a wide receiver to be reckoned with in this league. This is a guy you must watch. Offensive Player of the Year.
Next game up, we have Violators versus Rep City. And I would say this is a rivalry game. Hood used to throw with Violators when they were MVR. D-Boy used to play with them when they were MVR. We have guys that played with each other on the same team, and they've been going after each other maybe the last 2 seasons. It's been very good games when they did play each other.
Yes, because pretty much, you know, the first year out, Rep City was trying to prove that them separated from MVR was a good decision, and Violators are trying to show that, you know, they're the championship team to beat. So these guys both have these teams both have something to prove, and one way to prove it than to beating each other in this game.
We'll say that Violators definitely are good with personnel because they let guys like they let Hood go, you know, D-Boy go, Gil go, and they still were able to make plays. You know, they brought in a guy like Herbie. They got Mimi here fully for the season. They got guys, they let Ott go, they let Luigi go, they let LJ who left. All these guys left the team, and this team still went undefeated. So one thing about Violators, they know how to recruit, they know how to get players, and Orlando does great jobs of picking up guys in order to get to the next level. So that being said, we're going to jump right into the game. On first down, Fred is going to get sacked by Victor. Victor's an all-star, he made the all-star team, great at pursuing on the quarterback, gets his teammate in the all-star game, Fred here on the sack. Fred on 4 rushes is going to scramble with nice blocking and run for a short gain. Then Fred's going to get great protection. He's going to find Dre in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, 6-0. Dre's been playing great, a.k.a. Kill Bill. Playing great football. You see him make plays against Carver a few weeks back. And he's making plays here. Great touchdown here by Dre.
And he's one person that just emerged towards the end of the season as a dynamic player for the Violators. He's pretty much a big target for Fred at this point, one person that you cannot overlook, and he's also a great defender, one person that can go and follow the ball and to break up plays on defense.
Hood is going to throw a short pass to Meach on the sideline, then follow with a nice pass to the opposite side, but it's going to be dropped by the receiver. But then that's not going to stop with it. He's going to throw a nice pass to D-Boy in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, giving them the lead 7-6. Great game by Hood. Great way to stay focused, not let the drop mess him up, and he's able to score.
And this is the best way to keep in this game. They didn't let that last score affect them. They kept their tempo going. They had a good drive, and Hood is able to make a good pass to find D-Boy in the end zone. That's the best way to respond in a game like this, showing that you're gonna battle all the way through.
Fred is gonna throw a pass to Herbie on the sideline. Herbie's gonna bobble the catch. So with game control right before he going out of bounds and being knocked out of bounds. And the play is going to be challenged. And if you look at it, Rep City throws the red flag. They're going to challenge the play, and the play is going to stand. That Herbie gained control about the ball to get his feet before Hood knocked him out of bounds. Great play by Herbie. It was a decent challenge by Rep City, but let's go there with it.
It was very close. It's just that Hood got there a hair late, probably a fraction of a second more, and Hood would have been able to break up that play. He just got there late, and Herbie was able to get a possession of that ball before being knocked out of bounds. Great catch by Herbie.
Fred is going to throw downfield to a wide open Nomar in the middle for the touchdown, 14-7. This kid Nomar is taking off. He's a part of the young gunners that I like to say, as far as him, Jeremy, Rico. These are guys, Nelson. These guys are the young guns in the league. Tone from Riot Squad. They're the young guns. They're the guys that are going to take over the future. Great play here by Nomar.
And this is one person that's showing that he was stepping up from last year. In the playoffs, he hasn't slowed down from the season. He's playing great football on offense, being a great target for Fred. putting up points for them. This is something that they need, and consistently you see Nomar do it again and again.
Hood is going to get the ball back, and in 2 short plays, he's going to run for a short gain. Great way to use his legs. Then on 4 rush, he's going to force a pass to Fonz, and it's almost going to be intercepted by Macho, but it's going to be dropped. Great play by Macho to read the play, trying to make the play here on Hood's pass. Great play by Macho. This is what he brings back now that he's healthy. Hood is going to get blitzed by Jern and throw the test on the sideline for a decent gain. Hood's not letting the pressure bother him. He's focused and he's making plays. On 4 rush, he's going to scramble, but he's going to end up falling, causing a turnover, taking us to the half, 14-7. I mean, it's a good game going on so far. Hood is limiting his turnovers. He made 1 mistake here, but 14-7, I'll go in half with that.
Yeah, but that must hurt to know that you were on the verge of, driving, probably having a chance to score, and then you fall like that. It's not nobody's fault. That's just Hood, something that happens on the field. Hopefully Hood can just, let this wash away and they come out strong in the second half.
Fred is going to get the ball back in the second half and throw a ball to Nomar in the middle. It's going to be tipped by me and intercepted by Hood. Listen, sometimes you got to help your own cause. Hood is a quarterback, but he's also playing defense. He's going to make a great play here to get himself the ball back on offense.
And this is the best way to just wash off the first half by making a play on defense. Meach and Hood together making a great play on that ball right when they need to. Now they have a chance to come and tie this game up. Hopefully they can capitalize off of this possession.
Hood is going to get the ball back. He's going to get sacked by the best ball giver in the league. I'm going to just give him the range. Sean is the best ball giver in the league. He makes a play here. Big sack here by Sean. The next play, Hood is going to throw a high pass to Fonz, and it's going to be broken up again by Mach. Mach is following the ball wherever it's at, especially wherever Fonz is at. He's able to make a play, his second knockdown of the game. And then Hood is going to throw a deep pass to Travis for the touchdown. Dre falls on the route, 14-14. Great play by Hood, following final receiver.
And Travis is one person who's very fast, very athletic, and find ways to get to the ball. And this is no different here. He gets wide open on this play right when they need it to put them right back in this game.
Fred is going to get the ball back and throw a short pass to Nomar in the middle. Then Fred is going to scramble on 4 rush. He's going to step at the line of scrimmage. D-Boy Meach steps up to rush Fred, and Fred is going to throw a pass to Yomi, left wide open by Meach for the touchdown, 21-14. D-Boy Meach both stepped up to rush Fred, leaving Yomi wide open. Great throw by Fred, never stepped over the line. Great play here, 21-14.
I mean, I'm not against the idea of having somebody rush Fred when he steps to the line of scrimmage, but to send 2 people and leave 1 person wide open, I think that's what hurt them. Meach did not need to step up, leaving Yomi open. I think if he would have stood there, that would have made all the difference because they probably would have been able to stop that play.
Hood is going to get rushed on 4 rush and run out of bounds. And Sean is going to be flagged for unnecessary roughness, which adds extra 15 yards. And I've been told that the league is going to look over this, and Sean could be suspended next week's game. Maybe the first half, maybe the game, because this is another unnecessary roughness call he has. He's been picking up a few this year, and I know the league is acting funny, especially when it comes to a quarterback. I know Sean doesn't intentionally does it. He's just an aggressive guy, but it's going to come a time sooner or later when he's going to have to make a statement and show that this is not going to be accepted.
And this is something I was definitely not needed. He was already running out of bounds.
As you can see.
What's the point in adding an extra hit to the play? What's the point? There's no need for that. The point is you got the job done. He ran out of bounds and pretty much gave himself up. So there's no reason to add an extra hit when it's not needed. I don't feel that there was a reason for that.
Hood is going to use the yardage and he's going to scramble, but he's going to force a pass and test in the end zone, and it's going to be intercepted by Dre. Great pickoff by Dre. We've seen Dre do it to Chuck to end that game, and he may have ended this game with a great pick here.
And this is something right here that pretty much kills the tempo of reps. Pretty much somebody we talked about that's a great play on both sides. So this is something that you didn't need to get Dre playing good on defense as well. He makes a big play that may be the difference maker in this game.
Fred is going to get sacked by Steve-O on the blitz, and then the Violet is going to end up turning over the ball, going to end up punting the ball, giving it back to Rep City. Remember, Rep City's down 21-14. Hood is going to get all the way to the last down. He's going to throw a pass to Meach across the field for the first down. It's going to be dropped by Meach, causing a turnover, pretty much ending the game. 21-14. Once again, we see Rep City get close to the finish line but can't pass it. They're going to end up losing 21-14.
And that's one drop that pretty much sealed the deal right there, because that was pretty much a routine pass that you usually see Meach make. And to see them drop it there to end their playoffs, their playoff run, is something that pretty much hurts. It shouldn't sit well with anybody. So at the end of the day, just know that a couple of plays made the difference for you that pretty much ended your season. And you need to buckle up on that, because that's not a way that you end your season over a couple of plays. When you were playing well throughout the whole game, to just like fall apart at the end.
Well, that's the problem that Rep City been having. They got into arguments with each other. They came late. Guys didn't show up every week. And this team was pretty much in the middle, not at the top of the food chain. And I think with their team R&R, what they need to do is do construction on Rep City. They need to rebuild this team. They need to realize what they want to do and how they want to be. This team constantly shoots himself in the foot. And the only way to get this back and get to where you want to be is to rebuild. They need to bring in some more players. They need to get rid of the distractions. Is D-Boy a distraction? No. He's a playmaker. He wears his emotion on his sleeve. He was one of the guys calling out these guys, talking about we're supposed to meet up at a certain time. We was hyped for the game, and then we show up late. He said it the week before. We hear Hood arguing with the guys saying that they don't have his back 110%, and this team needs to rebuild because they got talent. But the problem is their leadership, and this is going to come mainly on Charlie. He's the leader of the team. He's a coach of the team. And if you want to be respected as a coach like Pam's, like Orlando, like Jingo, you're going to have to step it up and get your guys to follow your strategy. They have to follow your blueprint. And until then, you're going to constantly be in this type of situation, especially in this league. So I think that they need to go at the construction site and rebuild this team. I love to be there. I would love to help them. I would want to be there just to see the drama of them rebuilding, because you know they're going to get into argument rebuilding the team.
Well, we got to make sure we have hard hats, because we can, we may have to, get the OSHA licenses and all that stuff, because we could all get hurt there. So
especially when D-Boy and Hood go at it. Yeah, and the family, but they go at it.
But these situations, rebuilding and doing, renovation stuff like that, it's never safe, especially when guys are not on the same page. So we need to be careful, because we have day jobs to worry about. So I don't think we should be worried. I don't think I wanted to be there, but you want to support, you want to help out and help these guys come back together. The one thing that sucks for them is that 2 years in a row they make it to the second round and lose pretty much by almost the same amount. Last year they lost to Carver by 5 points. This year they lose to Violets by 7. So it's like they come up close, but not quite. And it gets frustrating to know that this team, this is as far as they can go. I don't believe so, but they're showing that so far the last couple of years.
And that's why it's time for them to rebuild. Get things in order, get players that you need, and fix it. I still say Hood is the quarterback of this team, but Hood has to be the leader of this team, not just the quarterback. It's time for Hood to step up. He wants to be up there with Fred. He wants to be up there with Chuck. You got to step it up and lead this team if they're ever going to win a championship with you at the helm.
And the thing about that, sometimes leading comes by attendance affects the leadership, and a lot of times when he doesn't show up or when he's not able to make it, these guys, don't follow suit, or they follow your influence by not coming, not showing any initiative to be there. And sometimes all it takes is attendance to show commitment, and if that happens, that's a start right there. And I feel when Hood doesn't do that, it hurts his game and the team's game in general.
And the team they need to watch out is one of the best players in the team, one of the youngest players in the team, Tuff. They're going to have a lot of teams coming after him. And I know, listen, I believe in loyalty, but it only goes so far. Sometimes you got to do what's best for you, not only your guys. And listen, it's a game. You can play with them in any other league. The UFL league is for you to sit down and say, I don't got to play with my boys. I can play with them because we play in so many other leagues. There's going to be a lot of teams after Tuff, because this kid is talented. He just won an MVP of the All-Star game last season. This kid is very talented. And you got to ask yourself, is this Rep City holding his progress back? And that's going to be for him to decide in this offseason. I'm pretty sure he's going to stay with them, but he should have more demands. He should step up and say, listen, y'all want me to ride with y'all? These are the things we need to fix. That being said, that's going to end Rep City season. Violators move on to the next round. Rep City, hopefully the rebuilding goes good, because they definitely need a whole new facelift.